A visit to the Kutztown Folk Festival. For several years now, I have had a desire to spend a day at the Kutztown Folk Festival, but fate kept getting in the way. Something always came up that prevented me from attending. This year, though, in spite of the heat, I was determined to go. What I learned is that fate had simply been looking out for my better interests. It didn't take me long to realize that my interests and the offerings of the festival have very little overlap. In fact, I was ready to leave the festival early when I stopped at this stand and the folks working here suggested that I stay just a little bit longer. Hey, they said, just because you're not having a good time now doesn't mean things won't get better. So I decided to stay and see what else the festival had to offer. There were several antique vehicles there, a couple of trucks and one old steam tractor. And while I did enjoy looking at them, I had to wonder what in the world they have to do with Pennsylvania German culture. The food stands that dominate the festival seem to be a favorite attraction for festival goers, many of whom aspire to develop a physique not unlike that of the fellow in the red shirt and the black suspenders. This festival's full of fun facts. Did you know that the Conestoga wagon was once the preferred mode of root beer transportation in this country? There are artists aplenty at the fair. Some blow glass or bind brooms, while others keep our proud Pennsylvania heritage alive by crafting traditional plastic swirly lights or nylon whirligigs in classic forms, such as the flying butterfly cat and the Jimmy Buffett parrot head margarita spinner. Of course, our Pennsylvania German ancestors called this one the Vogelkopf beer trinker. But hey, there's much more to see than just garden tchotchke. Did you get that one? The hey, there's much, hey? Yeah, well, moving right along. Hey, this is amazing! Ooh, 2 for 1 there. Did you catch them both? There are live performances throughout the day. Does that guy in the left rear look like he just broke a fingernail or something? Our local newspaper touted the new Civil War encampment. This is it, 3 people in a tent. I do have to admit, though, they were rather civil. There are vendors to meet every need, whether you live in the country or the city, but I found a few of them disappointing. I checked out this guy, but I didn't think his tan was any better than mine. Nothing to brag about anyway. And this guy? Just as fleshy as you and I. This guy wasn't as agreeable as his sign suggests. You know, I watched one of them for nearly 20 minutes, but it didn't take a single step. I stayed upstage, because, well, I just don't go for that sort of thing. I figured that this stand was a sort of emotional first aid station or something. I don't know what this was, because I was polite, and I minded mine. And while this was a somewhat depressing display, I was glad to see that they offered both his and hers. Finally, while I spent less than 2 hours at the festival, there are plenty of people who stay much, much longer.